Welcome back to my channel if you have been here before, and welcome to my channel if this is the first time you've come and watched one of my videos. Anyway, so for today's project I this was a pour from extra epoxy that I had. I just used 2 bowls. I don't think I have any video footage of this, but I used 2 bowls for my mold. I've already demolded it. I was just wanting to show you how it was placed in there. I used this bowl, and I actually had tape on the outside of that bowl. I was in kind of a big hurry because I had my first bit of epoxy that I poured in here. I needed to act pretty quick because I had some leftover epoxy. So it was kind of throw it together real quick. Anyway, let me show you what I put in this bowl. I filled it with, I don't know how well you guys can see that, potpourri. It's just a white blend of different things you would find in a bag of potpourri. Yeah, so I threw that in that bowl in a quick hurry, and you can see that I had kind of a clarish blue for my first pour, and then I came back later with a deeper blue because I thought that might be interesting. Just so, I mean, it's not going to be a set line. You can see it's further down over here. Thought that could be interesting. Now, what I do expect is there's probably going to be lots of voids in this, because something like this I should have used a deep pour, but it was, you know, throw it together real quick, last minute thing. So now, the tricky part about doing, a bowl within a bowl to help to save on some epoxy and to keep things in place is that you've already basically got your shape. You can't change your shape too much. First of all, you've got to be able to get it centered really good. And I can tell this isn't level. So I didn't have it even in the pressure pot level. And then how well this center bowl was even centered, or the middle bowl was even centered, can be tricky at times. So it may be a trick to turn this one. I don't do these very often just because of some of that. So we'll see what I will do so that I can get it mounted on lathe is I'm going to take a piece of this white oak is what I believe this wood is, and put it between centers. Got my center lines marked, and turn it round, and then I'll use some 5-minute epoxy. I'll still have to let that set for a good amount of time, but this is concaved, so I'm going to have to fit that to form that, which can be tricky. Anyway, why make it easy on myself? So we'll see you over at the lathe, and I'll work on this and get this glued up so we can turn this bowl. Bad decision, good decision, I don't know. Probably a bad decision. Alright, let's see what kind of nightmare I got going on here. I expected lots of voids. That looks a little more like tear out than... Yeah. This is going to be the problem, these little nut-like things that are in here. I'm not real sure what they're made out of, some kind of pods or something. Are probably going to be a problem. I mean, I can see here where it just wants to not cut nicely. Alright, so I'm going to use the Let's Resin, colored UV resin, blue, for around this flower. You know, I used this on my last project, and I think I needed to shake it a little bit because the blue wasn't quite as strong, and it seems a little stronger today. We'll see after it's turned out how well that's going to work. Flour the best that I can. Alright, let me get my lamp on here. Let's see, I think that's the best way to set it. Hold it there for a few seconds, then we'll be able to set it down. So I just added some clear epoxy to these. We're going to see how that works out. I'm going to come back and shear scrape. I also went ahead and filled some top spots here, and going to work those back. I know I'm going to have to fill a lot of voids on the inside once I get it turned out. Just knowing if I would have used a deep pour, I would not have had as much of a problem, but I might have still had problem with these because the deep pour would probably not have been able to penetrate into those, so that they still would have been somewhat of a problem. But the little, air bubbles, I might not have had as much of an issue with those. Okay, so let me get the tailstock back up, work on that, and then we'll start working on the middle. Okay, I've got quite a few big chunks out of some of this stuff. So, that is a nut in there. I guarantee it's some kind of nut. I wonder what kind of nut it is. Huh. I may need to pick those out and fill them with the UV resin, because I would be concerned that they would rot over time, even if they're in. So I got quite a few big chunks out of them. I've got a little bit of a groove here, but I think I'm just going to continue to tear these guys up if I don't do something with them. So I'm going to take it off the lathe, pick out. I'll get you guys a better look at these, the little white spots inside of there. Pick away at these things. I would be concerned about leaving anything like that in there. It does have an oil consistency to it. I wonder what kind of nuts those are. So just blew those out and trying to decide. I'm gonna fill them with, I haven't decided exactly what I'm gonna fill them with. I think the really deep holes I'm gonna fill with, add a little something in the base of them and put some CA glue and kind of build it up, because my concern is UV resin that's going to be so deep it won't cure all the way down in there, which I guess, you know, and then I am thinking about using the white UV. I don't know how dark it'll be. The problem is I just kept tearing things up. Just wanted to tear things up because they're too hard to deal with. Let's get some CA glue in here. Put it. Yee. Put that tip on there so I wouldn't have as much trouble with you dripping and running everywhere. Get down in there. Behave yourself. I am going to let that sit. Let's see how this is going to look. That set for a little bit, let any air bubbles come up to the top. Do and all right. Already getting wet. I see ya. Yep. Time to move on to some sanding paste. time to turn her around and take her, well, fix her bottom. Figure out what I'm gonna do with the back side of this thing. I think I'm gonna leave this. I just don't know how. I'm gonna cut this down a little bit. Anyway. Hello. Yikes. Tell you what, that was quite the chore. And this piece of wood. I should have put it back out on the shelf the minute I pulled it off. All the problems that I've had with it. For these sakes. Dump some out on them. Okay guys, we're just about done with it. One more thing. Because I don't want to wet sand the bottom, but I did want to expose the epoxy from the other side. But it does have a lot of air bubbles and voids, and I was concerned about getting into more of these little nut things that gave me all kinds of trouble. So I am going to use some just the Let's Resin clear hard type down in there. I was thinking about trying to add some blue, and I might swirl in some blue. We'll see. Let me turn that upside down. Let's get some of these little air holes filled. Okay, let's not go too awful thick. I just need kind of a thin layer, but I want it evenly spread. Now, let us add a little blue. Because I think we will. Because we can. Get out of there, bubble. I'll just put some swirls in it. Just to add some interest to the bottom. Sorry if my head's in the way. Just a hint of blue. You don't want to stay on it too long. You don't want to scorch your resin. Alright, I'm just going to set that right there. Let it work its magic. Make sure there's enough lights shining in it. And I will bring you guys back when it's time to talk about her. Okay, so that epoxy in here, our resin, UV resin, is all cured up. I wish I would have gone with a little more blue in it, you know, because that just adds some interest. And I may do another, I don't know, we'll see. This was a booger. I'm just saying. I don't know why it was so difficult. The vacuum, or not the vacuum chuck, the donut chuck, you know, had some vibration to it, but I really felt like it was the oak. Turning in grain is a little more difficult, and then the knots, and I just kept getting the tear out, and it's a lot shorter than I had planned on, and I wanted kind of that swooped edge, but at least I managed to save some of it, you know. Oh man, friggin' Fritos, those nuts, they were something else. I don't know what kind of nuts they are, but that was a challenge, and it was a lot of work to deal with those. So if I ever do potpourri again, I don't know that I'm going to include the nuts. Anyway, so did turn out pretty cool, though, even with the nuts. But you know, I'll have to figure out something else, and maybe a deep pour would help with that, but I don't know if it's good, would be worth it. Pretty unique bowl. So really pleased with how Let's Resin worked out for that, the UV resin. So also just a reminder, if you guys are interested in any of that, go down to my link below, and I have a 10% discount code. Just click that link and it'll send you to their website, and you know, type in the code. If you go to purchase something, there'll be a little space for you to type in a code. You'll get 10% off. I wouldn't put a product on here that I wasn't happy with. Yeah, so there's that. But, and I want to tell you guys, thank you for subscribing to my channel. Share my video, that'll get me out to more people. Leave me that comment and that thumbs up. It all helps in the analytics to help me grow my channel, get me to that 1,000 subscribers so I can get to the giveaway. Like I said, I haven't, as of filming this today, I hadn't hit my 1,000 subscribers. As soon as I get beyond that, I will let you guys know what kind of giveaway I will be able to do and how it's all going to work. Yeah, so definitely let me know what you think. Definitely subscribe. Get that 10% discount code if you want something from Let's Resin. And we're going to throw her in the picture box. And I want to tell you guys, have a great day. And we'll see you on the flip side.